Hello, 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 everyone. And happy new year to those of you that I have not seen in a while since we've been on live. But happy new year. And I hope that you have a very prosperous year. And my name is Valarie Harris. And this is your Stepping Up and Stepping Out series that airs every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. And guys, when I designed this series, I had you all in mind. I designed this series to inspire you, to encourage you, and to empower its listeners to step up and step out of their comfort zone. So today we will be talking about the importance of embracing 50 plus with health and wellness. And a lot of times I always talk about that health thing and being well. And I have a guest with us today that I'll be introducing to you because health and wellness at the age of 50 and beyond can significantly enhance a person's lifestyle in numerous ways, contributing to both physical and mental well-being. And when we talk about health and wellness after the age of 50, it's not just about maintaining our health. It's a powerful tool for enhancing our overall quality of life. And so it empowers us as individuals, guys, to lead more active, fulfilling, and independent lives, all while fostering a sense of achievement and well-being. So today I have a guest with us, but before I bring him to the screen, I would just like to give you a little blurb about him. His name is Elson Lewis. He's a dynamic certified personal trainer who is the driving force behind My Evolution, a premier fitness center with a profound experience of over 15 years in the gym industry and a dedicated 8-year tenure at his business, My Vision. And Elson has become a celebrated name in the realm of fitness and personal transformation. And I can tell you, I've been working with him and my body is starting to make some significant changes. I need to do some more things. And he's been helping me in that area. So I want to bring him to the stage. Here we go. Here is Elson Lewis. How are you, Elson? I thank you so much for coming out, joining us on this show tonight. How are you doing?
I am doing excellent. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, I was so grateful when you decided to come on here because I said, I'm always talking about my health, my weight. I've always had a difficult time with keeping my weight down and trying to be healthy. And so, and it all goes together where we have to do the whole thing. We have to do the eating right. We have to rest. We have to do all of that. So that's what we're going to be talking about, where you can give us some advice as to what we can do, as far as our health is concerned. And we want to give a shout out to Dana. Dana's out there. Hello, Dana. Happy New Year to you. Yes. So let's jump right into the questions. What led you to becoming a personal trainer?
Well, I started out in the gym industry, working for some major names here in the city and throughout the United States. And I sold gym memberships. And for years, I was trying to convince people to get in to the gym, but as I really looked at their progress, they wasn't really progressing as much because they didn't have the structure they needed to get to where they wanted to get to. So I wanted to be a little bit up close and personal and a little bit giving them a little bit better direction on how to get there.
And that's the thing, because you need direction. I mean, because I go to the gym sometime, but do I know what I need to do? I might do something that I really don't need to do, or do too much of it, or don't do enough of it. So it's very important to kind of know what you're doing when you are in a gym setting,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
sometimes you can injure yourself, and things like that. So have you found that to be true with people that you came across?
Well, just going to the gym in general, you'll see a lot of people who are not doing proper form. They're putting a lot of pressure on their joints, lower back, and form is everything because you want to prevent yourself from getting injured. So you have to make sure that everything is on point.
Right, right, right. And I know, you talk about the full fitness approach. And so it's important when you're talking about health and wellness, especially because, I'm gearing this towards those that are 50 plus and around my age. I'm in my 70s, but to know that in order to be healthy, we have to have a full fitness approach. And it's not just the exercise. Would you like to talk to us about that just for a few minutes?
When you exercise, it helps with mental clarity, spiritual clarity. It basically puts your body on the path of being equally yoked, and that's what our goal is while we're here. We want to be equally yoked, body, mind, and spirit. So when you exercise, your body produces something called endorphins, and endorphins help you with depression and just overall being able to think when you have challenging things in front of you.
Right, right. And so the thing of it is, like you were saying, like when you're talking about in the gym, and let me speak to Reverend Pamela McLaughlin. She's up here and she's talking about examples of form. And I don't, do you have anything to say about examples of form?
Yes, ma'am. So when most women, we're talking about women in particular, when they go and they're doing squats, most of the time their shoulders are tilted forward. So anytime your shoulders are tilted forward, you're going to activate your back. So a lot of people, when they're doing squats, they end up having lower back pain as opposed to being able to work their legs and glutes. So that would be an example of form.
And so I really like how you work with me when we work in the morning, especially because I have back problems, where you have been very instrumental with helping me put my back straight on the wall when I'm
Yes,
using
ma'am.
my weights, and that way I'm not feeling all that pressure in my back. And so that has really been very meaningful for me with, working with you with that, because evidently my form hasn't been good anyway, because I said, why is my back hurting? You told
Yep.
me, put my back straight, flat on the wall, and then do my lifting and all of that. And it made a great big difference. It really did.
Yes, ma'am. You got to protect your back. And that tends to be what most people are complaining about is their back.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we keep everybody safe when we're doing the exercises. And I'm always going to pay attention to form because we want to make sure that we are being productive while we're exercising.
Yeah, and Dana was asking, what is your specialty? And I know you do sculpting. So talk about your specialty. That's what we want to hear about.
Well, I like to say I specialize in cosmetic training.
Okay.
I have a God-given ability to be able to transform people's body almost if they had surgery. So I can look at a person body type and I can just shape it into something different in which they would probably not even expect that could happen. And it doesn't even matter how old you are or what your circumstances are. Even if you had injury, I can work around that. I just have a plethora of different type of things I do to make to customize based on the person's needs.
But I'm working on my sculpturing. I'm working on it. You
Yeah, we
helping me
gonna get
work
it.
on it?
We definitely gonna get it.
Yes, yes. And so why is there so much emphasis placed on the overall conditioning for fat loss and lean muscle development and coordination and stability? Because you stress a lot of that, don't you?
Yes, ma'am. The goal for everybody is to build lean skeletal muscle.
Mhm.
A lot of people think the way to attack body fat is doing cardio, but you have to build lean skeletal muscle because when you build lean muscle, your body burns calories 24 hours a day. So that's
Mhm.
why building a lean muscle is important. And when we're talking about like posture and stability, as a person, like you said, women and men in their 50s, you'll see that most people, if they don't exercise, they're going to have a posture issue, generally because of a weak upper back.
Yes,
So a
yeah.
lot of people are suffering from a weak upper back, and it's probably because they hold a lot of weight in their chest and in their stomach. So the spine is slightly tilted. So one of the things that I like to do is I want to strengthen the upper back to pull the shoulders back so your spine will be straight.
Uh-huh. Okay. And so this is another question. This Reverend Pamela wants to know, how is sculpting your body related to Pilates?
Um, well, Pilates is mainly, I don't really specialize in Pilates, but Pilates help with core development, but I feel like
And balance.
um
Yeah.
core and balance in
Mhm.
Pilates. I don't really incorporate a lot of Pilates into what I do. But if we're talking about just overall body stability, you have to have a strong stomach and a back.
Yeah.
Your back and your stomach have to be strong just to do everyday activity. That is something that's very, very important.
And the thing of it is too, what I do like too, we've discussed about how even with the exercise, we have to do the nutritious thing, and there are things that we need to do to clean our bellies so that the fat is not. Talk about that, because that's very interesting to me, because that's what I've been trying to work on, is the making sure that I'm cleaning myself out so that that stomach is not full, and you can see all of that weight around you. Talk about that with us, because that's very
Okay,
interesting.
so most of the time, well, I'll first give you guys a little history. I trained a woman what she did for a living was cutting open dead people.
Mm-hmm.
And when she cut open the dead person's body, mostly all the time that they were looking at the body parts, the intestines was overly inflamed.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is that people are eating foods that they're not digesting. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the weight in the stomach is from intestinal inflammation. So that's why detoxing and having foods that are easy digestible is the most important thing to put in your body, because what goes in should come out
Come
and it
back
shouldn't
out.
stay in there. So that's why I stress with cleanses and detoxes.
And plenty of vegetables too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There, when you consume a lot of vegetables, it helps with overall inflammation in the body as well, especially green leaf vegetables.
Yeah. And the juicing is a very good thing to do as well too, where you can mix them
Yes,
all together. Yeah. Yeah.
juicing has great benefits as far as cleaning out your liver. You can juice to clean out your kidneys. Just overall great function of all the organs in your body. So juicing is a very good thing to do.
Wow. 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 They Reverend Pamela said, okay, thanks. Just thinking about the slower pace of both. Good information. Thank you, Reverend Pam. Yeah, but I just have been trying to be more conscious. Now I didn't do real good for Christmas, and I told you that this morning.
Oh yeah,
So I have to get myself back on track. But my focus is making sure I maintain a healthy eating, where I try to eat 5 times a day, small meal,
absolutely.
and that
Yes,
works for me. But the exercise is the most is just as important, and eating the right things with those 5 times that I eat. And
absolutely.
and of course, I have to stay. I don't try not to do a lot of beef unless I'm going to give blood or something like that, because that helps me to be able to qualify to for them to get my blood. So that's most of the only time I will do beef. But usually, I try to eat a lot of chicken and fish. But talk to us about some meal preps and all of that when you're talking about cleansing your body and making sure that you're doing the right things.
Well, I wanna speak about just over consuming meat. So if you are a
Okay.
person that's going to have meat in your diet, you want to make sure that you're only doing 4 ounces of meat per meal. And I think
Mhm.
what happens is we're sitting down, we're eating 8 ounces of meat, 12 ounces of meat, depending on what you're eating. And that stuff, it just sitting in your gut. And that's why
Mhm.
you have a lot of people that deal with leaking gut syndrome.
Oh wow.
So, and that's when parasites are eating on your intestinal walls.
Wow.
So what
Wow.
happens is your waste goes into your bloodstream. That's where arthritis and all this other stuff come about.
Wow.
So we gotta make sure that we eating correctly. Now, as far as diets, I think in my personal opinion, one of the better diets. I'm a big advocate of vegan. I like vegetarian. Vegan is a good diet, but if you are going to eat meat, I'm more of a pescatarian because fish is one thing that digests pretty well. It doesn't make you feel real draggy
And heavy.
and heavy. So it
Yeah.
gives you, once you eat it, you really feel energized. And it's good for lubricating your joints as well.
Right.
So pescatarian is a real good diet, I think. And vegetarian are the two
Okay.
diets that I stand by. I like those two diets, if in my personal opinion.
Great. So Dana wanted to know what kind of weight training um, do you
What
most
kind of weight training?
that you mostly do?
Um, I do a variety of different things when it comes to weight training. I like to do resistance training. I like to do free weights. Um,
Talk about those bands now.
well, that would be under the resistance training. So
Okay.
especially when if we were talking about women, there's a thing. There's bands. They're called booty bands. This is something that I specialize in my particular brand.
Okay.
That help with cellulite, glute development, and leg development.
Okay.
So it's a little bit better than using regular weight because the pressure is on you and it's not balanced. So it helps you build a little bit faster.
Okay. Okay. Because those bands, I can really tell the difference in those bands, and they rough, but like you can't do a whole lot when you first start off. But I guess I'll be building up to doing that
Oh
other.
yeah,
What is that?
you
That
definitely
purple
gonna
one?
build up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to build up to get to that purple one.
Yeah, that purple one, that's a monster right there.
I know that's right. And let me ask you this: how often would you recommend a woman 50 and above to exercise per week?
I would suggest 3 times a week.
3 times. Okay.
Um, only 30 minutes.
Only 30 minutes. Yeah.
Only 30 minutes. Unless that you plan on doing a little cardio. If you do cardio, maybe 45 minutes, 15 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of weight training, resistance training.
Mhm.
So at least about between 90 minutes and an hour and 35 minutes a week.
Okay. Okay. And that's durable. That's
Oh
durable.
yeah. Even with the busiest schedules, that's pretty doable.
Yeah. And so, and I want the viewers to know that you have a gym that you do personally, but you also do virtual in with people because that's how we work together. We work
Yes,
virtual,
ma'am.
and so that has worked really, really well. I didn't know how that would work, but talk about the virtual platform that you do.
So when I do the virtual training, we would video chat the workouts.
Hmm.
If you're a person that's very busy, we could do the workouts in your home. If you're able to go to the gym, you can take me to the gym with you and I can kind of direct you on how to do a particular machine where you're not getting injured and maximizing your time in the gym. Because what happens is a lot of people, they do too much work in the gym where they hurt themselves more than help themselves.
Okay. And that's true because that's something that I'm going to try to incorporate this year is to take you with me when I go to the gym. So especially when I'm on the machines, because I think a lot of times I know a lot of times I was using those machines not really well. Okay. I can
Yes,
tell you
ma'am.
that for sure. Let me see. Ben good recommendation. Okay, this Reverend Pam wants to know what's a good choice recommendation for fish choices when you're eating food. And it's getting
Um,
boring because you keep eating it over and over again and you get bored with it. So what are some other options that you can advise us as far as that?
as far as like the pescatarian diet,
Mm-hmm.
well, you only can eat fish three times a week. So
Okay.
you would have to find maybe when we suggest a pescatarian diet, we do fish or seafood 3 times a week, and
Okay.
then the other couple of days you would do more like a if you want to do alternative type of meat you could, but you would probably do more vegetables and good carbs on those days.
Okay.
And as far as fishes, there's so many different varieties to do. But my personal favorite, I'm a big advocate of whiting, salmon, and cod. Me
Okay.
personally.
Yeah, I like those too. And I like the swan fish. That's a light fish. I
Okay.
use that. I do that a lot too. And the salmon, yeah. So because I love fish, but I love it fried. But I've gotten used to doing it, baking it, in the oven. So the thing of it is, when you're talking about us women over 50, when we get complacent, what kind of advice could you give us to make us think wiser with our health for 2024? What kind of advice would you give us?
Um, just the best advice I can give you is to look at this thing as it's a marathon, not a race, and you want to be as consistent and persistent as possible. There's going to be times where you are going to get off on your diet. We all know
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But you just got to get back in the race and just keep on pushing. And I think the accountability thing is very, very important, and
Yeah.
structure too, because as we get a little bit older, we want to make sure that our body is as strong as possible. Like I was talking about earlier, a lot of older women and older men suffer from the hunchback
Mm-hmm.
due to having weaker upper backs because they
Mm-hmm.
never corrected at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never too late. But you want to correct that, because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of lower back pain, and that has to be corrected, or it's going to be very hard for you to stand up or even stand.
Right. Because I'm trying to condition my body and get it healthy because I'll be traveling in March. Like I told you, so I want to try to be as healthy as I possibly can to be able to endure, the travel and the climbing up hills and the walking or whatever we have to do to just be in a healthy state, and not only my mind, my body, and my spirit, all the way around. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to thank you, Lewis, for coming up here with us. And Lewis's information is on the screen. His email is there. His website is there. If you want to get in contact with him, I will have other information about him. And I'm going to put you backstage, Lewis, and I'll come back and get you in a few minutes. Okay.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I think the ladies enjoyed having you on here as well.
Thank you.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight. And I want to thank you guys for coming out listening tonight to Lewis, because he has been very instrumental in my life, helping me trying to get my life together, my body together, my mind refocus on the things that I need to be doing to be healthy. So I just thank him tremendously for all of the help that he has helped me with. Absolutely. And so before I go, I just want to remind you guys that I will be doing a free virtual workshop, Turning the Pages. And we will talk about discovering 5 top transition strategies for women over 50. I'm going to be doing a series of this month about 50 plus, what we need to do in our finances, in our health, in our families, being balanced. So these are some of the things that will be talking about this month. And I hope that you all will sign up and come to that workshop on Friday at 7 o'clock, guys. And guess what, guys? You know, I always tell you, go to that YouTube channel, okay? And subscribe to that YouTube channel, okay? Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just press the button, subscribe. And if you need to get in contact with me, guys, you know you can get in contact with me at stepping out with purpose www.steppingoutwithpurpose.com if you want to get in contact with me, if you want to set up a consultation, so that if you're having some issues or have some things going on that you need help with, you can always get in contact with me. And guys, that's all we will be talking about tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the information that was given to you tonight. And I hope that you will, transition your mind so you can have a more positive mindset about your health, because we're the ones responsible for keeping ourselves healthy. No one else can do it. We have to make the decision that we want to live a healthy, productive life. And when we're healthy, we're able to think better, we're able to do things, do more things, have more energy, and definitely be able to get more rest at night. Because now I used to stay up 12 and 1 o'clock. I stopped doing it. Look, 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm going up the steps and I'll read something or whatever, listen to some music or something, and boom, by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I am out like a light. So this is all I have for you on today. And I'm so glad you came out to listen to us. And Talk Time Val is about to sign out, guys. And guess what? And I will be talking to you a little bit later.